financial brainstorming and academic excellence, the fountain of knowledge, the fountain of financial prosperity, the fountain of academic progress and academic excellence. As you are aware, this program or my channel is actually for intellectual brainstorming and financial prosperity. The channel is about education. The channel is about financial capability or building, financial prosperity is about enlightening ourselves on how to make money or how to become rich in life, on how to have a blissful future for yourself without any form of worries, without begging for money when you're actually gotten to the state where you are going to resign or you are no longer working. So the program is actually for you know empowering ourselves towards the future. So if you actually desire for you know financial prosperity, if you actually wanted to break yourself away from the shackles of poverty, impoverishment, and other forms of negative vices in life, then this channel is actually for you. And the reason a lot of people, or some of you will ask me, why am I actually online today? I'm actually online because I wanted to make an impact in people's life. I wanted to make an impact so that we can all make money together. We can all be part and parcels of success. Because if you don't share your knowledge, if you don't share your ideas, if you don't actually tell people how to fish, or you only telling them how to fish, but you don't teach them how to fish, then it is not a good thing. Welcome, bros. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. God bless you for coming up on the program. I see you, my brother. God bless you so much. Just do me a favor. Just subscribe to that. Just click on that subscription button now before I will start. To my returning subscriber, the bros. I say a very good hi to you. Good morning, my brother. It's actually morning in Nigeria. It's some few minutes after 11. Good morning, my brother. I bless you. I bless your day. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I can see that three people are actually. That's I can see you. Wiki Jack, Whitey. Thank you so much, my brother, coming up on this program. Thank you. God bless you. I really appreciate you guys. I am talking about financial breakthrough, how we can actually be successful in life. Because I, for one, I am a successful individual and I want to share my success story. I want to share the idea of how you can actually become a rich, to make money, to become rich. I came up last week, I discussed some vital points. And for those that actually came up on that program, they actually gained a lot of things from my live stream. So today I'm going to pick something else, which is never lack money again. How you cannot lack money again. What you can do that you will never lack money in life. We all actually desire success. We want to be prosperous. We want to make it in life. We want to be successful. I, for one, I am successful. I am successful. And I believe you also say that kind of a positive thing to yourself because every day you wake up, you always tell yourself in the mirror. You look into that mirror and tell yourself, I am successful. For me, I am successful. And you will be successful by the grace of God as well. So that this program is actually for every one of us on how to make money. My life changed, my orientation, my mindset, my everything changed the day I actually realized how to make money. That was when my life actually changed. And I can tell you today, my life has changed drastically, in a skyrocketing way, in a gargantuan way, in a big way. My life has actually changed. And I begin to see money in a different perspective, in a different way. Now, before I will proceed, if you have any question on how to create wealth, on how to make money, just comment on that section. How you can make money, what you can actually do, what investment that you can actually do that you can make money for yourself. Just type that question on the comment section and I'll answer your question. So if you have any question as relating to how you can actually become rich, how you can actually be successful in life, just ask me that question and I will answer your question. So I am here for you guys today for the next 1, 2, 3 hours. We'll be together on this program and we discuss so many things as relates to finances, as relates to money making. So you can actually make money in life. You can actually be successful. You can actually be buoyant. You can actually be rich. You can actually be wealthy. Because when you're talking about making wealth, when you're talking about being rich, there's a difference between both of them. And that is where people are actually making a mistake. When you say that I am rich, when you say that I'm wealthy, there's a difference between being wealthy and being rich. When you say that somebody is actually rich, what it means is that that person is able to afford the basic necessities of life. He can be able to afford things easily without actually scratching the bottom of his pocket. Do you get it now? So you can see that that person is actually rich, is in the upper class level. But when you talk about being rich, there are differences or different types of riches. You understand now, which I'm not going to go into in this discussion. But when you say that somebody is actually rich, it means that he can be able to afford whatever. That is when you can say that somebody is actually rich. So I am rich, but I want to aspire bigger. I want to go higher. I want to aspire bigger. I want to dream bigger because it is not a good thing when you're actually dreaming small. You need to learn how to dream big. Do you get it now? So you learn how to dream big. Like me, I dream big every day, and I don't see myself as a midget or as someone that is very, very small. I see myself as a giant. And apart from seeing myself as a giant, I also realize one thing that I need to dream big. And it is when I dream big that I can actually make money in life. So you can make money for yourself. I can make money, and you can actually make money for yourself. So that's what we're saying. So making money is not as tedious as people will always say. But the first thing that you need to have before you can actually make money in this part of our world is that you need to have a job. You must be working. Do you understand now? Now, if you are not working, there is every possibility that you might not actually make money. So making it in life is very easy, is very simple. Making money is very easy. So for you to be actually making money, the first step to wealth creation is that you must have a job that you are doing. You must have a job. If you don't have a job, so the first step to wealth creation is that you must have a job. You must have a job. So welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence, the fountain of intellectual, exchange and financial prosperity, financial knowledge. So you need financial knowledge to be able to survive in this economic system. And what is the economic system I'm talking about here? We are talking about capitalism. Capitalism. Before I will start, let me quickly explain what capitalism is all about. Now, if you're talking about capitalism, you are referring to a free market economic system. A free market economic system. That is what is called capitalism, a free market economic system. Now, what's a free market economic system? A free market economic system is an economic system whereby the means of production, distribution, and exchange are controlled by private individuals, with government, performing what I call a regulatory function. That is what we call capitalism. So if you're talking about capitalism, you're talking about a free market economic system. So by free market economic system, we're talking about the fact that private enterprises are given the privilege to operate in this economic system, and the government only performs what we call a regulatory function. The regulatory function performed by the government here and ensures that the prices of goods and services, or the people, let me put in a very simple form, the people are not exploited. You understand now? That people are not actually being exploited. That is what capitalism talking about. The government regulatory function there. Now, if you talk about the process of capitalism, it was actually propounded by Adam Smith, the Stuart, and the rest of them, Stuart Mills, and the host of this political economic philosopher. So that is capitalism for your free market economic system. Now, is a highly competitive economic system. What do I mean by being highly competitive? What we're saying here is that there are many buyers and many sellers, and it's highly competitive. The prices are very competitive. So you need to be very competitive for you to be able to actually, you know, be able to compete in the capitalist system. So it's highly competitive. Then apart from that, there's provision of what I call alternatives to the consumers. Provision of alternatives to the consumers. The consumers are actually provided with alternatives when it comes to a capitalist economic system. Provision of alternatives to consumers. So, as a consumer in the capitalist system, you can consume whatever you actually wanted. You understand? You can actually consume whatever you actually wanted. You can consume, different divergent product or multifaceted product or dimensional product in a capitalist economy, depending on what you actually wanted in that system. Then apart from that, there's also the use of advanced technology. What I talk about advanced technology, what we're saying here is that it uses advanced technology to actually produce goods and services so that the quality of the goods and services will be very standardized. You understand now? So, and that is why that's what actually brings about a highly competitive economy. Then there's also what we call the use of skilled labor in a capitalist economic system. So skilled labor are usually used in the capitalist economic system as opposed to what we call unskilled labor. So semi-skilled labor and skilled labor are more prominent in a capitalist economic system under capitalism. Then apart from that, we also have another features or characteristic that says that our government performs what we call regulatory function to protect the interests of the consumers. Then apart from that, we also have what we call the system is highly exploitative. What I mean by highly exploitative is that the reason why the producer or the entrepreneur comes into business enterprise under a capitalist economy is actually to make a profit for himself. To make profit for himself. That is capitalism for you. So all these are more are the features or characteristics of a capitalist economy, of a capitalist economy. Do you get it now? Of a capitalist economy. So capitalism is a very nice economic system, and apart from the fact that it's actually nice, it also have its own shortcomings. Now, you will agree with me that after the end of the Cold War, after the end of the Cold War between the United States of America, which is actually a capitalist economic system, and the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic, which is actually a communist system, the the economic system called capitalism actually triumphed over socialism or communism. And as a result of that, it led to the disintegration of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic in 1991. That's December 25, 1991. The Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic was actually disintegrated under the Cold War, during the Cold War. So it led to the disintegration of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic in December 25, 1991, and it led to the creation of so many states under this, you know, in the world economic system. So because of that, capitalism has actually triumphed over, you know, socialism and communism. And today, in the world today, we have had the effect of what of a capitalism or free market economic system, like what we call globalization, modernization, and a host of them as a result of what of capitalism. Now, capitalism has its own numerous, so many disadvantages, and that is why this topic is very, very important for you, and that is why you actually need this topic for you to actually survive in this capitalist system. Because under capitalism, it is actually a highly competitive economic system. The system is highly competitive. It's very, very competitive, and you need to survive. And that is why you need this, program that will teach you on how to survive in a capitalist system. Because it's either you survive or you don't survive. You cannot bargain for both of them. So it's either you survive or you don't even survive at all. So the survival strategy is what I'm talking about. The survival strategy or those things that can actually help you to survive a capitalist system is what we are talking about today, which I'm talking about never worry about money again. What can you actually do that will make you not to worry about money? What can you actually do that will make things to be easier for you? What can you actually do that will make it easier for you to actually be able to afford all the basic things you actually need in life? Because what's the sense of life when you cannot afford the basic things or necessities of life? So it's either you are poor or you are rich under capitalism. Because under a capitalist economic system, the the middle class has almost been extinguished or evaporated. You can quote me anyway. The middle class has almost extinguished or evaporated in a capitalist system, most especially in developing countries. Because when you're talking about classes, you have three classes of people. You have the rich, you have the have not, or you have what we call the upper class, you have the middle class, and you have what we call the lower class. You understand now? So unfortunately, the there are two classes of classes in society now. What I call the upper class and the lower class. Is either you belong to the upper class or you belong to the lower class. Because why? The system has almost diminished or removed what we call the middle class from the system. So it is that you are rich or you are poor under capitalism now. Now you ask me, what are actually these disadvantages of capitalism, which I'm going to talk about now quickly. But before I do that, I will be right back in the next few minutes. Now, for you to actually be able to survive in this capitalist system or this free market economic system, you need what I call financial education. You need financial education. If you are not financially sound in this economic system of capitalism, you might likely find yourself in the lower class, or you might likely find yourself not being able to afford the basic necessities of life. And when you're unable to afford the basic necessities of life, it means that you might not be able to actually be able to live a good life, because the purpose of life is for you to live a very good life. If you want me to actually talk about or ask me any question as regards to finance on this live stream, and I will answer your question. I will answer your question. Just ask me any question as regards to what to making money or creating what I call wealth or wealth creation. Ask me the question, and I'll answer your questions on this live stream. So you are welcome to Great Mindset. You are welcome to David Oniwiz. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. To my returning subscribers, I say a very big thank you to you guys. You have been wonderful. You have been coming over to come and watch my videos. I really appreciate you guys. And if you have not been watching my videos, please start watching my videos. I believe you're going to gain a lot of things from my videos. I believe it's going to emancipate you, is going to free you from the shackles of what of ignorance. Is going to free you from the shackles of non of ignoramusness, of not knowing anything, of being ignoramus, or not having the knowledge or the ideas on the principles of actually making money. Do you understand now? So if you don't have financial education in this, capitalist or free market economic system, it is very, very unfortunate. And that's why you actually need David Oniwiz, you need my channel, you need me most of the time, and some other host of people there that are very genuine about wealth creation. So if you have any question, just ask me on this platform, and I will answer your questions as relates to making wealth or creating wealth. So you see, today, in our economic system now, a lot of people are actually struggling with money. A lot of people are actually struggling with money, and not only a lot, majority of people are struggling with money now. A lot of people are struggling with money. A lot of people are very poor now. A lot of people are impoverished. If you have any question on this live stream, you can ask me your question as regards to finances, and I will gladly answer your question. Ask me any question on what on finances, and I will answer your question. I believe by the point at which I am now, I am in a position to answer questions as regards to how you can actually make money, how you can actually create wealth for yourself. So, a lot of people are struggling now. A lot of families, a lot of people, majority of Nigerians, not only in Nigeria but other parts of the world, people are struggling. People are struggling. A lot of people are struggling. They are unable to provide for their basic needs. And you ask yourself the question, what is actually responsible for this struggle, for this financial struggle, for this financial inability, for this financial incapability, for this financial instability, for this financial ulubalo, or this financial problem? A lot of factors are actually responsible, but the major one which I will actually pinpoint as being responsible for this problem is that we are experiencing what I call inflation now all over the world. Inflation is what is eating hard on the economy of the world all over. Inflation. And you ask me the question, what's actually inflation? When you're talking about inflation, you are talking about the rise in the price of goods and their services. Whenever there is a rise in the price of goods and services, you say there is a high inflationary trend in the country. So goods and services are very, very, very expensive now. Very, very expensive. And a lot of families, a lot of people are unable to provide for their basic need because of what? Of inflation. Now, inflation is eating hard. Prices of goods and services are very expensive now. In Nigeria, as of today, the prices of goods and services, or most of the consumable foods, is at 40 point something percent. 40 40.6 or so percent price index, 40.6 or 40.5% of what of price index. What do I mean by that? It means that the prices of goods and services has actually increased astronomically, in a very fast way, in a high velocity. You understand now? In a gargantuan way, in a very big way. And what does that mean? What does that interpret for a common man on the street? It means that the common man on the street might not be able to afford the basic things of life. He might not be able to afford good food. He might not be able to afford quality education. He might not be able to afford good health care. He might not be able to afford the basic things of life. He might not be able to afford good shelter. You understand now? He might not be able to eat good food, and because of that, it will tell on him and his family. So that is the situation or the condition of things all over the world now. So things are very, very, very expensive now because of what? Of inflation. Then apart from the inflation, another problem is that we also have what we call high interest rates. High interest rates. You can imagine that if you actually wanted to collect money or you want to borrow a loan from mortgage financial institutions or banks and the rest of them, they are going to charge you 24 point something percent of interest for the money you are going to borrow from them. And what does that interpret? It means that you're going to pay more and more to settle your debt at that particular point in time. And now imagine if at the end of the day, God forbid, the purpose for which you've actually borrowed that money is not being able to be achieved. It means that you're going to be highly indebted. It means that you're going to be, you're going to pass through a lot of things, and you may not be able to sort out yourself. And what does that mean? It means that you might be swallowed up by the tsunami of debt. And swallowed by the tsunami of debt, that is a very big problem. It's going to create a very big problem. And that is the situation most people actually find themselves today. So there is a high interest rate that's actually you know, being pushed by the Central Bank of Nigeria to most of these financial institutions to charge more so that they can be able to mop up money from circulation, and money will begin to have more values. So inflation, high interest. The other problem is that there's also high unemployment rates. A lot of people in our world today now, they are unemployed. A lot of people are not working. A lot of people have lost their job because companies are actually falling off. They could not be able to afford or get the raw materials they can actually use to process their goods into finished goods and sell to the members of the public. So companies are actually folding up at this period in time. They are folding up because why? The materials that they are using or sourcing is very expensive. They have to pay for the importation and some other process. You pay for bills, you pay for your worker salary, you pay for electricity bills, you pay for miscellaneous and the rest of them. At the end of the day, the company is left with nothing. And because of that, a lot of companies are folding up in Nigeria and other parts of the world. And that's why government must put into place what we call punitive measures that can actually help to reduce this problem, or remove the problem totally. Because if care is not taken, a lot of people are going to run out of jobs. And when they run out of jobs, it's going to create a very big problem in the society. And what are those problems? High level of crime in the society. A lot of people are going to engage in crime. And that's why today now, crime is rampant in Nigeria. There is a high level of of kidnapping. If you are not careful, if you walk in the wrong direction, they will kidnap you, they will snatch you. And when they snatch you, they are going to demand for ransom. And that's why people today cannot even afford to travel on the road again, because traveling on the road is no longer safe because you might be kidnapped at the end of the day. So people are scared of what? Of actually traveling through the road now in Nigeria and some other parts of the world because of this problem what? Of kidnapping. Kidnapping. So there's a big problem in the society, and that's why you need this financial education to actually emancipate you from the shackles of what? Of poverty, from the shackles of ignorance, from the shackles of not having anything in your pocket. Because the essence of life is for you to be able to have something in your pocket, to feed yourself, to feed your family, to be comfortable. And that's why I am going to, teach you those things that you can actually do that will make you not to be worried about money again. And if you actually put this process into place, you will not worry about money again. So that's why the fact that people are actually struggling in Nigeria now, and people are actually struggling, and things are not working the way it's supposed to be. There's still a way out, and that is why this topic is very important for you. So a lot of people, and for those people that are fortunate to actually have something to do, or they have a job they are doing, there's also a problem also, because they are paid what I call starvation wages. Starvation wages. Some of you ask me, what do I mean by a starvation wages or starvation wages? Starvation wages is a money amount of money that is paid for somebody for the services rendered. And when you look at that wage, or when you look at that amount of money, the money is very, very small. That's why I call it a starvation wage. But what we call the Karl Marx principle of what of the grave diggers, because I'm actually a political scientist and also a political economist. So I know what I'm talking about. So people are paid what I call starvation wage. The money that you are being paid at the end of the month cannot be able to sustain you, not to talk about your family. Do you get it now? The, mon- the money cannot sustain you and your family, and that's why and that's why you might not be able to sustain yourself and your family at the end of the day. And that's why when this problem arises, the person might not be able to afford the basic needs of life, might not be able to send his children to school, might not be able to feed well, he might not be able to have a decent accommodation, he might not be able to go to school himself, he might not be able to do some things that he actually wanted to do in his lifetime. Because why? He's being paid a starvation wage. So most people now are paid a starvation wage. And even when you are paid that money, the money is not enough in this high level of what of inflation, because in a period of inflation, money does not have any value. Money does not have any value. So stay tuned while I continue this lecture on how you will never lack money again. So a lot of people actually work and they get paid at the end of the month. And but unfortunately, when they are paid like that, they are left with nothing. They are left with nothing. And you ask yourself, why is it like that? A lot of people get paid, but they are left with nothing. It's because the money is not enough to sustain them and their family, and the money is not enough. So because the money is not actually enough, they cannot be able to save any money. And that's why most households today are left with money, with nothing. So there's nothing that you can call a leftover. Imagine somebody being paid a salary at the end of the month, and at the end of that month, by the time he pays for this, he pays for that, he pays for this, he's left with nothing. He's left with nothing. Do you see it now? He's left with nothing. So it's a very big problem. So when you are left with nothing, that means that you cannot save anything. That means that you cannot have any savings. That means that you cannot have any investment. That means that you cannot have anything that you can actually boast of that you have in your bank account. So why are you working when you don't even have anything in your bank account? So there's no leftover, there is no money. So this is the situation actually find themselves. This is the situation most family actually find themselves, and it's a very ugly situation that a lot of people are working, but they don't have any savings. They don't have any savings. You cannot even boast of any money in your account. Like I said in my last video, I said in Nigeria, it's a matter of fact. In Nigeria, there are about 8,200 millionaires in this country, and I'm one of them by the grace of God. That makes us 8,201 millionaires in Nigeria. Just a joke. I'm just pulling your legs. So there are 8,200 Nigerians that are actually millionaires in this country. And the majority of people, about 85% of them, are poor. A lot of people are actually poor. Only 50% of the population can boast of what? Of being rich, of being rich, of being rich. So a lot of people are actually poor. They don't have anything. There's nothing to boast about. Do you get it now? So only 8,200 people are actually millionaires in Nigeria. Only 8,200 people. The rest are what? Are poor. Do you get it? The rest are what? Are actually poor because of the high level of what of inflation. Now, if and the funniest thing again is that in the country in which we're in today, where we have about 200 million people, 200 million people, only some fragment of people have about 500,000 naira in their bank account. It's also a matter of a fact. So, majority of Nigerians do not have up to 500,000 naira in their accounts. It's a very ugly situation that people do not have up to 500,000 naira in their account. And the people that you can actually say that they have money in their account, there are just few numbers of people. The rest are actually poor people. It's a very ugly situation. Very ugly situation. So this is why we need this topic. This is why you need to do something about it so that you can take away yourself from the level of the have not and put yourself in the level of what of the have. Because like I said before, because of the inflationary trend in this country, the middle class has almost been extinguished. It has been almost been removed from the system. So it's either you are rich or you are poor now. It's either you are rich or you are poor. So don't make yourself to be poor, but belong to what to the class of the rich in Nigeria by following what I'm going to talk about in this topic. So you need something drastic. You need to do something drastic. You need to do something urgent. You need to do something, quickly that will help you to actually move from the point of having nothing, where you cannot save, where you cannot invest. You need to learn how to invest. You need to invest your money. You need to save money. But unfortunately, in our world today, a lot of people get this money and they spend everything just like that. Nothing to save, nothing to keep, nothing to preserve for the future. And it's a very, unpalatable situation that you're in you're in a system where you don't have anything as a savings, where you cannot even save some part of your money. Is an ugly situation. If you want to ask me any question on finances, you can just ask me the question and I'll answer your question. And I'm still here for you. Now, you need to get out of this ugly situation. And how do you get out of this ugly situation? If something comes up that the way that you need to buy, if for example you need to get something for yourself, you discover that you might not be able to get these things because there's no money to buy it. You understand? And you find yourself in a situation whereby number one, you either work to save money to buy that thing. So what I'm saying here is that sometimes you want to get some things for yourself and there's no money to buy those things. You don't have money. Do you get it now? So the question is, do you have to wait before you can buy that thing? You have to save money. But what about in the process of saving the money, other things actually come up, like maybe emergency, and that money you have actually saved, you are going to use that money again. And at the end of the day, you cannot save anything. Do you get it now? So are you going to work to save the money or you will buy it anyway, or you will leave that thing? So you are left with three options: either to save some money, either to buy it anyway, or to leave it anyway. Do you see it now? So buy it anyway, leave it anyway, or to save some money. Now the question is, which one are you going to choose? And you actually need those things. It is something that is indispensable. It is something that you actually needed for yourself. What are you going to do to get that thing? Are you are going to buy it anyway, or you are going to leave that thing and not buy it? Do you get it now? So, what will you do in this situation? If you have any question on how you can make money, please ask me the question. If you have any question on how to make money, ask me the questions and I'll answer your questions on this segment. So, I said we have three options. Number one, you either save up some money to buy that thing. Number two, you buy it anyway. And number three, you leave that thing anyway. So you're left with three options. So what will you do in this situation? Three options: save up some money, buy it anyway, or you leave it. Do you get it now? So what are you going to do? A lot of people will take the second one, which is buy it anyway. Buy it anyway. I know if I ask the majority of all of you now what will you do in this situation? You will say you will buy it anyway. You buy it anyway. Yes, I'll buy it anyway now. After it is what I actually needed, is what I actually needed for myself. So I'll buy it anyway. That's what most of people will say. I'll buy it anyway. But buying it anyway, there is a lot of danger in it. That is, you want to buy it at any way. And how do you buy it at any way? I'm not talking about stealing money. I'm not talking about doing something illegitimate. I'm talking about borrowing money to buy it to facilitate that money that thing that you actually needed. You need to borrow money, and that is where people actually find themselves. So as a result of buying it anyway, a lot of people find themselves in great debt, great debt. A lot of people are in great debt today. Great debt. They are paying debt. And what do I mean by debt? Owing money. You understand? So a lot of people are in great debt today because of this buying it anyway. You understand? They are using their hard-earned money to pay for credit card, for easy buy, for buy now and pay later, and other forms of mortgage loans or financial mortgage loans from banks. So when you buy it anyway, it means that you might likely borrow money from mortgage financial institutions, or you might actually use your credit card to facilitate that thing, or you might have to borrow money from your friends. Then the question is, how many of your friends will give you money today? Because everybody is struggling. Everybody is struggling. There's no money in the public. There's no money anyway. Everybody is struggling. The friend that you want to go and meet, maybe has not even eaten for 2 days, and you want him to give you money. How will you give him money? How will he give you money? He doesn't even have anything to offer you. So buying it anyway, you are left with only one option. And what is that option? Borrowing money from what? From financial institutions. You understand now? So when you borrow money from financial institutions, you put yourself in what? In greater debt. You become indebted. You understand now? You involve yourself in what? In great debt, because you are going to pay back to the company. You are going to pay back. And when you are paying back, you are paying about 24, 24. Look at the way I'm doing it. 24 point something percent. That means that what? You are going to pay through your nose. You pay through your nose. That means that you are going to pay in a very hard way. That means that you are going to pay in a very hard way. And when you pay in a hard way, that means that for the rest of your life, if care is not taken, you might be paying debt after debt, and debt after debt. I'll be right back, please. Sorry, I didn't know I was on the this thing. Now let's continue. So that means that if imagine you're able to save some amount of money for a particular period of time. For example, you're able to save like 1 million naira in a year in your portfolio investment. That 1 million naira will fetch you 1.2 million naira. 1.2 million naira. And what do I mean by that? By 1.2 million naira, it means that you have to save like $800 for you to be able to have 1.1 million naira in your savings account, your portfolio investment. So if you are into investment in a nutshell, it means that you are going to make money for yourself. So instead of wasting your money paying interest on loans that you've actually collected from for banks, for your credit cards, for your easy buy, for buy now and pay later, and the rest of them, you can actually save up some money for yourself in investment portfolio. I'm talking about investment portfolio now. I'm not talking about banks because if you give your money to banks, banks will not pay you any interest, most especially if you have a current account. If you have a current account with the bank, you'll be rather be paying money to the banks, and the banks are not going to pay you anything under a current account. If you have a savings account, they will just pay maybe about 0.5% per annum. It's not even up to that. Maybe 0.0000 something. So at the end of the day, for your 1 million naira, you might get maybe 600 naira or 500 naira in a year. That is not a good thing. So I'm talking about investment now. Investment now. I'm talking about investment now. So if you have 1 million naira and you put it into investment, I'm talking about the passive investment strategy now. Passive investment strategy. For some of you, will be saying, what is a passive investment strategy? Passive investment strategy is where you put your money into a business, into a mutual fund, and you leave that money there, and the money is working for you. You are paid interest for the money you have left there. So in a year, you are going to get 20% of your total investment for 1 year. That means that if you have 1 million naira in a mutual fund, they are going to pay you 200,000 naira as what? As a interest. This is not a lie. It is what I am also doing. So imagine in a year, you have 200,000 naira as an interest for your money. If you put your money in that bank, will they pay you that amount of money? They will never pay you. You can ask anybody in any part of it, they will never pay you a dime. But if you put your money in that portfolio investment, you are guaranteed 20 point something percent as what? As a annual interest for yourself, where you are paid there every day. So you understand now. So you're going to get 20% per annum interest for the money you have actually put in what? In a mortgage financial, in a portfolio investment. So we pay a lot of money to credit cards company in form of interest when we pay them. You are paying credit card companies of money when you pay them because you have actually used their money to buy those things that are actually needed. So that money is not your own. So you are going to pay money on them. So therefore, we are paying a lot of money to credit card companies, easy buy now, pay later, and other mortgage financial institutions. And at the end of the day, you are getting poorer and they are getting richer. So when you borrow money from mortgage financial institutions, you are making them rich and you are making yourself a poorer. Except that money is for something that will actually get you more money in form of what? Of a business. So except you're an entrepreneur and you're into a business where you are going to get more profit for yourself, then that money might actually what transform into profit for you. But if that money is just to facilitate mortgage, to facilitate liabilities, I'm sorry, you might not be able to make any money at the end of the day. However, that is why this topic is very important for you. However, you can get yourself out of this problem, you know, by learning how money works. You need to learn how money works. And what do I mean by that? You need what I call a financial education. You need to learn how money works. Then you should build a plan to get out of this situation. What is that situation? The situation of what? Of being perpetually indebted. For being perpetually indebted. I'll be right back when I will continue on how you can actually learn how to make money work for you and how you can actually build up a plan that can get you out of this mess for yourself. I'll be right back in the next few minutes where I'll give you two secrets to how you can actually get yourself out of what of this level of indebtedness and become financially buoyant and become a millionaire for yourself at the end of the day. All right, I'm back. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. You agree with me that we are getting there and we are doing well in this channel, and everything is working according to plan for every one of us. I believe you are also part and parcel of this success story. So before I went on the break, I was talking about learning how money works and how you can actually build a plan to get out of your level of indebtedness. Now, I'm going to be talking about 2 points which I believe is going to help you. You understand? And at the end of the day, you'll be able to get yourself out of this problem that we're calling a debt. To get it now. So, number one, I'm talking about how learning how money works. You see, money works in a very dynamic way. You need to understand how money works to be able to understand how to build a wealth for yourself. Now, you need to learn how money flows in the economic system, which is capitalism. Money flows in the capitalist system. I need to learn how this money flows so that you can be able to help yourself to get out of this situation. Now, in a capitalist system, there are three entities in the capitalist system. Three entities. Look at it. One, two, three entities in the capitalist system. Three entities in the capitalist system. These entities are number one, the entrepreneur. The first one is the entrepreneur. The second one is the investor. And the third one is the consumer. So there are three entities in the capitalist economic system: the entrepreneur, the investor, and the consumers. You understand now? Now the question is, who is an entrepreneur? Who is a consumer? And who is an investor? Once you are able to understand these three concepts, then you are good to go on how to create wealth. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, I beg you subscribe now. Subscribe. I need your subscription so that I can keep me going. You understand now? Subscribe to my channel. Now, who is a consumer? Who is a consumer? I am a consumer. You are a consumer. Everybody is a consumer. Provided you are eating, you are buying and selling, you are a consumer. You are a consumer. Every one of us is a consumer. You are a consumer, I'm a consumer, everybody is a consumer. So, provided we are eating, we are all consumers. Whether you are rich, you are poor, you are middle class, you are upper class, you are lower class, everybody is what? Is a consumer. I don't think there's anybody in this life that does not eat. We all eat. You understand now? So you are a consumer, I am a consumer, everybody is a consumer. Do you get it now? So in the capitalist economy, you have three classes of people: the consumer, the entrepreneur, and the investors. So we are all consumers. That one is settled. So everybody is a consumer, whether you are rich or poor, we are all consumers. So everybody needs to eat. We need money for clothing. We need to move from one place to the other. So we need money. You are a consumer, provided you are eating, you are consuming, you are a consumer. Do you get it now? So consumers spend money on what? On business. Now, when you spend money, we all need money. Every consumer needs money, whether you are rich or poor. Now, when you spend your money, when you spend that money, who is actually benefiting? As a consumer, when we spend our money, who is actually benefiting? That's the question. The person that is actually benefiting is the investors and the entrepreneurs. Can you see? So, who is an investor? Who is an entrepreneur? An investor is a sole proprietor or someone that is into partnership or somebody, oh, sorry, an entrepreneur is someone that owns a business entity or that owns a business. The owner of a business is an entrepreneur. Do you understand now? Everybody is a consumer, including you and I. We are all consumers. But an entrepreneur is the owner of a business, is the owner of a business entity. So when you buy goods from the entrepreneur, when you buy goods from the entrepreneur or the owner of a business, somebody is gaining at the end of the day. And who is that person? The entrepreneur. Now, it is not only the entrepreneur that makes money in this regard. There's somebody at that corner too that is called an investor. When you buy products from the entrepreneur makes money. But there's somebody that gives money to the entrepreneur to trade on his behalf or to add up to his business to expand his business. That person is an investor. So when the entrepreneur is what is making profit, the investor is also making a profit. And that is why we don't need to be a consumer only in a capitalist economy. If you are the type that is always consuming, and you are not producing anything or you are not investing anything, it is going to be hard for that person to make it in life because you are a perpetual consumer. So those that makes money in the capitalist system are the producers and the investors. The investors and the producers or the entrepreneurs are the one making money at the end of the day. So inflation has actually come to live with us, you know, and it affects everybody. But there's somebody that is actually having or being hurt more in an inflationary economy. The person that is being hurt more is the consumers because they are the one paying through their nose, because they are the one buying the goods at a very high cost. So whether the consumer likes it or not, they will buy or consume products produced by the entrepreneur. And when the entrepreneur is making his profit, the investors also share part of the profit. So you need to understand how the dynamics of the capitalist economic system actually works for you to be able to fit into the system. So the system is only for those that are financially educated. Forget about the school that you have actually gone to. They will teach you, theories in the schools on how to, mathematics, chemistry, physics, and the rest of them. But they will not teach you how to make money. So you need to understand how to make money for you to function well in a capitalist economic system. So it benefits the entrepreneur and the investors. This is the reason you need to start what? Investing now. Because money is not having value again. Money is not having value again. So, like I said earlier, I said when there's inflation, money does not have the value. To be rich and wealthy, you must be on the investor, you must be an investor or an entrepreneur and not a consumer only. Only investors make money in the period of what? Of investors. Not only investors, but also entrepreneurs. So, if you want to make money in this economic system, start being an investor and an entrepreneur too. Some of you ask, but where is the one to be an entrepreneur? You might not have the money to start up a business now, but you may have the money to invest into business. Now, there are businesses that you can actually invest some money into, like mutual funds, stock markets, like rental estate, like equity trust funds, like S&P 500, like Dow Jones, like Nasdaq, like rental estate, like being an entrepreneur. You can put your money into these things and you'll be making money for yourself rather than blaming the sun, the moon, and the nature for your predicament and your shortcomings or people in the village. You can actually make money for yourself without necessarily working for the money in this our economy. Stay tuned on how when I'll come back now and talk about how to remove yourself from this situation of high level of indebtedness. Stay tuned. You know, all these things are things that we actually attract to ourselves, and they put us in a lot of debt. So to get out of debt, to get out of financial mess, you need to save up some money for a period of emergency. Then you need to pay up your credit card debt and other forms of debt that attract a lot of rate. So avoid spending money recklessly, and be prudent in your spending. You don't need to spend money every time on you know unnecessarily. Those things are actually taking money away from your pocket, and they are making you to be in a financial mess. So you must be financially disciplined to get out of this danger zone. So you need financial discipline. Those things that you don't need in your life, that you don't necessarily need, you don't need to buy them, because they will create a lot of debt for you. So go for those things that are not liabilities. Car is a liability, clothes are liability, wristwatch is a liability, shoes are liabilities, vacations are liabilities. If you have to go on a business trip, it has to be something that will bring money at the end of the day. So you don't need to spend money recklessly, extravagantly. You don't need to live a fake life, or you are trying to impress people around you that are trying to give an impression that you're actually rich, but you are not actually rich. And that is the situation or the condition most people find themselves in our world today. They try to live above their means. You don't need to live above your means. Just do the ones that you can do. Do cut your coat according to your size, and don't live above your means, because when you live above your means, you get yourself into a lot of debt. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I beg, make you subscribe now. Subscribe and subscribe. I'll be bringing up other lectures, other topics that can actually help us in our lives along the line as we progress in this great endeavor. And I believe, because I've been getting feedbacks, that this lecture is actually helping a lot of people, and people have actually been calling me and making phone calls on how they can actually invest. In case you want to know how to invest your money, on what to do that can actually fetch you money, go and watch most of my videos that are out there on the internet, on my channel, Great Mindsets. And you can also get it through what we call David O'Neill Wiz. It's also on YouTube. So my videos are the Great Mindset. You can see those videos there on how to build your wealth. And if you are the type that you wanted something on academics, it's also there. On political science, on public administration, on government, my topics are there for you to watch. So go and watch all of them, and I believe you are going to gain a lot of things at the end of the day. Just give me some few minutes while I be right back again. So So a lot of things are actually going out there that we need to avoid for ourselves. Protest is going up in the country. Protest is good, it's nice, it's good to protest and do all sort of things, but it's not good to be violent. Please, let's avoid violence. And for those that have actually lost their life, I pray that the Almighty God will rest their soul in peace. So please don't be violent. Don't destroy lives and properties all in the name of protest. It's good to protest. I support the protest, but I do not support violence. I believe we can settle our misunderstanding in a very amicable way without necessarily resorting to violence or loss of lives. So please, let's stay safe this period. Our loved ones, our the ones that we care about, and those ones that we don't care about. Let's protect ourselves this period. Don't go out there and be vandalizing properties and destroying things all in the name of trying to register your grievances. It will not do this country well. It will not do every one of us well. So, I remain your dedicated, innovative, transparent, enterprising, pragmatic, resilient, hardworking, you know, productive David Oni. My channel is a great mindset. To meet next time, God bless you. God bless Nigeria. God bless every one of us. And God bless the world. Bye bye, and God bless you.